Well, hello again, everyone. This is Radio Entrepreneurs. My name is Jeffrey Davis, and we are continuing to allow all of you through great technology to get more stories, to be zoomed into more stories than ever before. And our next guest is Bryan Clayton, CEO and co-founder of GreenPal. Welcome, Bryan.
Hey, awesome to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Great. Well, Bryan, why don't you tell us about GreenPal?
Yeah, so GreenPal in one sentence is like the Uber for lawn mowing. So let's say you're a homeowner, you need to get your grass cut. Rather than calling around all over Craigslist and Facebook, you can just jump on GreenPal and you'll get hooked up with a great lawn mowing service in less than a minute. Hire them to cut your grass. Everything goes well. You can just book them for the rest of the season right through the app, and everything just happens magically in the background.
Well, give me some more examples of that. So let's pretend our listeners are not picking up on that quickly enough.
Yeah. So let's say everybody's got to get their grass cut. So like if you, whether you mow your own grass, maybe your lawnmower broke, or maybe your child does it, your son or daughter does it, and they've gone back to school, and you need to get this chore done. Rather than doing it yourself, or rather than like doing it the old way, which is people will just dial for dollars, call all over Craigslist, or maybe ask for friends and family for recommendations. They can use our app. And so when they sign on to our app, they just put their address and email in, and then service providers in their neighborhood will take a look at it and say, okay, I can do that for $30, or I can do that for $45, or I can cut your grass for $28. And you'll get 5 quotes back, in most cases less than a minute. After you get those quotes, then you can look over their reviews, look over what other people in your neighborhood have said about them and how they did on their lawn mowing. And then you can read other statistics about them, how often they show up on time, how often they get booked for a second lawn mowing, and then make an informed decision about who you want to hire to mow your grass. After you've hired them, they come out and mow your grass for the first time. You can rate them and pay them through the app. And then if you liked how they did, you can book them for weekly or every 2 weeks or every 10-day lawn mowing throughout the rest of the lawn mowing season. So it works. It seems to work pretty well. We've been doing it 7 years. We're nationwide in the United States. Over 200,000 people use it on a weekly basis to get their grass cut. And this year we're going to do $20 million in sales.
Good for you. And you get your money from the people you refer them out who get the business?
So the lawn care service providers that operate their business on top of our technology, on top of our platform, they pay a small transactional fee every time that they do a lawn mowing service throughout on the app or on the platform. So for homeowners, we offer a nice convenience, a way for them to find, schedule, and pay for a lawn mowing service in a snap. And for service providers, we offer an entire toolkit, an entire suite of services for them to operate their entire lawn mowing business on top of our technology. Because life as a lawn mowing business is kind of tough. You've got to be good at like bookkeeping, advertising, all of these things, running your business, but you've also got to be in the field cutting grass. And so we offer them a nice solution to just worry about one thing, doing a nice job cutting grass for their clients, and then things like scheduling, routing, bill collecting, all of that just happens magically for them.
Wow. So how did you got into this business? What's your history? Were you always in this business?
It's a great question. So I actually got started in entrepreneurship by cutting grass when I was a teenager. My dad forced me to mow my first yard on a hot summer day, and so I kind of got drug into it kicking and screaming. As a teenager, I mowed yards as a way to earn extra money, and then by the end of my first summer cutting grass, I had like 10 customers. So I just stuck with that business. I just kept at it, and I mowed yards all through high school and college. And over a 15-year period of time, I grew that into a real business. 150 people, $10 million in sales. And in 2013, that landscaping company was acquired by one of the largest landscape organizations in the United States, and one of the largest acquisitions in the industry in several years. So growing that first business, just myself and a push mower, to me and 150 people, 70, 80 trucks going out every day. It was a hell of a journey. Learned the hard way through trial and error how to build a company. And I also learned this industry very intensely. So I knew the problems that existed on both sides of the transaction, for how hard it was for homeowners to find a good lawn mowing service and how hard it was for lawn mowing services to operate their business. And so I was able to come to the solution of the building a technological product, with knowledge of what needed to be built, but I didn't know how to build a tech product. So in my second business, GreenPal, I had to kind of reboot, teach myself from scratch. Okay, this is how you build software. This is how you run a team of engineers to build and distribute software. And so I've kind of been on both sides of the table in terms of traditional analog business and then 100% tech-based business.
Wow. And you have partners, correct?
That's correct. Yeah. My second business, I recruited two co-founders, just two guys that I'd known for a long time that were hard workers that I knew wanted to make something of themselves, wanted to be a part of something great. And we just got in there and started working on it. None of us knew the first thing about how to build software, how to design and distribute software, but we just started hacking away, learning these skills ourselves, learning how to literally, like, watching YouTube and reading blogs and taking online classes, learning how to code, learning how to design software. And over a course of like 3 years, we finally acquired the skills we needed to acquire while hacking away on the product and building it and making it better and better and better. And so here we are 7 years in. We are the true definition of a 7-year overnight success.
Well, that's good. That's very impressive. Do you find that this type of business is better in this economy because there's less face-to-face?
For us, we've gotten very lucky. We were not in the crosshairs of this of the pandemic. We're kind of riding the wave of DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates. These apps are having banner years like that, and because of the contactless ordering and the way to conduct commerce without having to meet with someone face to face. So we're kind of riding that trend and riding that wave. We were set to double this year, and we're going to hit that. And so luckily for us that we haven't gotten hurt by this. In fact, it's kind of given us a little bit of a tailwind.
Interesting. So, Bryan, if somebody wants to learn more about GreenPal and maybe get the app, learn more about how it can be to their advantage. And look, my family spends a lot of money on landscaping, so maybe this would have been good for me.
Right on.
I'm not in charge of that department. But how would people find you?
So all you have to do is just download GreenPal in the App Store or the Play Store, and signing up's free. It's free to get quotes, and you'll get 5 quotes back in less than a minute. What you see is what you pay on the quote. So if you like what you see, you just hire one, and they'll come out and mow your grass like magic.
Great. And what if someone doesn't like the work? Is there some kind of, do you back it up?
Yeah, great question. So you don't pay until you're happy. So a lot of times you have to prepay for these things, and then you get stuck. With GreenPal, after they mow your yard, you'll get a picture of the lawn. You can take a look at everything, and you have 48 hours to push the approve and pay button. If you didn't like what they did, all you have to say, hey, I've got a problem, and you can upload a picture of the issue, and then they'll come out and fix it. And you literally don't pay for the service until you're pleased with it.
Right. I want to thank you for being on the show today. We hope you come back again. All right.
My pleasure. Hey, thanks for having me on.
Send us some pictures of some lawns that that your teams have worked on. We'll put those up with you.
Right on. Will do.
Okay. Thanks a lot. And remind everybody, this is Radio Entrepreneurs, and we'll be right back with more stories.